In 1989, Alec Newald left his house in Rotorua for what should have been a simple 3-hour drive to Auckland, New Zealand. When he finally arrived, 10 days had passed and he had no memory of where he'd been. But when those memories came flooding back, they revealed something that would change everything we thought we knew about human origins. What happened during those missing 10 days involved an advanced alien civilization, shocking revelations about humanity's true origins, and physical proof that he'd brought back to Earth. This is the incredible story of Alec Newald's alien abduction, and the mind-bending truths he discovered about our species. What started as Alec checking his watch on a Tuesday morning would end with him questioning the very nature of reality itself. February 12, 1989, began like any other day for Alec Newald. He was making his routine drive from Rotorua to Auckland, a familiar route he'd driven countless times before. The 185-kilometer journey should take exactly 3 hours on the main highway. His last clear memory was checking his car clock at 10:30 a.m., feeling perfectly normal and alert. His next clear memory was arriving in Auckland, but something felt terribly wrong. When Alec didn't arrive as expected, his family became increasingly concerned. After 24 hours, they initiated search efforts and filed police reports. There was no trace of any accident or foul play along the route. No witnesses had seen anything unusual. His car showed no signs of mechanical trouble. Then, inexplicably, his car was found with him in it. But 10 days had completely vanished from his life. Even more bizarre, the odometer showed impossible mileage readings for the distance he was supposed to have traveled. The mathematical impossibility of losing 10 days on a 3-hour drive defied all logical explanation. This wasn't a case of getting lost or having an accident. Official police involvement and documentation established that something extraordinary had occurred beyond any normal explanation. But the mystery was just beginning because when Alec tried to remember what happened, his mind was completely blank. It would take weeks before the memories started coming back, and when they did, they were unlike anything he'd ever experienced. The memories didn't return all at once. They came in fragments that seemed too bizarre to be real, until they formed a complete picture that was impossible to deny. The memory recovery began with strange dreams and sudden flashes of images that felt more real than actual dreams. Gradually, Alec realized these weren't dreams at all, but suppressed memories fighting to surface. The breakthrough moment came when his full recollection suddenly returned in vivid detail. He remembered the shocking moment when he was taken from his car while driving. Not abducted by humans, but transported by beings to another location entirely. The fragmented memory recovery process included specific visual details that felt more real than everyday experiences. Physical sensations and emotions were tied to these memories in ways that dreams never could replicate. Medical documentation from his confused state upon return supported the reality of his experience. The memory suppression itself suggested that advanced technology had been used on his mind. The gradual return of memories indicated sophisticated mental manipulation, far beyond human capabilities. Most importantly, the consistency of his recovered memories over time argued strongly against hallucination or mental breakdown. This wasn't a voluntary experience. He had been taken against his will. What he remembered next would challenge everything scientists believe about extraterrestrial life. Because where they took him wasn't just another planet. It was an entire civilization more advanced than anything on Earth. The place they called Haven operated on principles of technology and society that made human civilization look like we're still living in caves. Haven was a completely realized alien world with advanced architecture that seemed to blend seamlessly with the natural environment. Their technology was integrated into daily life in ways humans couldn't imagine. The social structure was based on cooperation rather than competition. The citizens had evolved beyond human physical and mental limitations in every conceivable way. Alec observed crystalline structures and organic technology that defied human understanding. Their energy systems operated on principles completely unknown to Earth science. He witnessed social interactions showing no conflict or hierarchy whatsoever. These advanced beings communicated without any spoken language. Their environment existed in perfect harmony, something completely unknown on Earth. Haven represented what human civilization could become with proper development. These aliens weren't just technologically advanced, they were evolutionarily superior in every way. They had achieved peaceful coexistence with their environment while maintaining incredible technological capabilities. But how they communicated with each other and with Alec was unlike anything humans have ever achieved. What he experienced next would make him realize that human language is primitive compared to what's possible. Imagine having access to someone's complete thoughts, emotions, and intentions without saying a single word. That's just the beginning of what these beings could do. The aliens communicated through pure thought transmission. No verbal language, written symbols, or physical gestures were needed. They achieved direct mind-to-mind information transfer with complete emotional and conceptual understanding. Communication was instantaneous across any distance. Alec experienced receiving thoughts directly from these beings. He described overwhelming clarity compared to any human communication he'd ever experienced. They could share complex concepts instantly without any possibility of misunderstanding. The emotional connection transcended anything possible in human relationships. Understanding went far beyond words or cultural barriers of any kind. This showed consciousness evolution far beyond human development. It eliminated misunderstanding and deception that's always possible with language. It created deeper connections between individuals than humans have ever achieved. Human communication appeared to be an evolutionary dead end compared to this telepathic ability. Yet it also indicated the potential for human consciousness development in the same direction. But what they shared with him telepathically about human origins was the most shocking revelation of all. Because, according to them, everything we've been taught about human evolution is a complete lie. What if I told you that humans didn't evolve naturally but were created as an experiment by advanced beings who are still watching us today? The aliens revealed that humans were genetically engineered beings. Homo sapiens and earlier Cro-Magnons were artificially modified. Natural human evolution was guided and manipulated. Modern humans are the result of multiple genetic interventions over thousands of years. Other human-like species exist throughout the galaxy. The aliens provided detailed explanations of genetic modification processes used on early humans. They described a timeline of interventions in human development, including specific genetic markers that were deliberately altered. They compared humans with naturally evolved species on other worlds. Most disturbing was evidence of ongoing monitoring and occasional intervention that continues today. This completely reframes human evolutionary history. It explains gaps and anomalies in the fossil record that scientists can't account for. It suggests humans have far greater potential than currently realized. It indicates an ongoing relationship with our creator species. Most importantly, it shows that humans are part of a much larger galactic community. But there are powerful forces on Earth working to keep this truth hidden from humanity. And according to the aliens, these secretive groups will do anything to maintain their control over human knowledge. Hidden in the shadows of human civilization is a group so powerful that they've managed to suppress the truth about our origins for thousands of years. Secret groups called Dark Overlords control suppressed knowledge about human origins. Ancient knowledge is deliberately hidden from the general population. These groups maintain power through information control. They work actively to prevent human evolutionary advancement. They engage in systematic suppression of alien contact and evidence. The aliens described exactly how these groups operate behind the scenes. They provided historical examples of knowledge suppression throughout human history. They explained methods used to discredit and silence witnesses of alien contact. They revealed control of educational and scientific institutions by these groups. Most shocking was the coordination across governments and organizations worldwide. This explains why alien contact remains largely secret despite overwhelming evidence. It shows systematic efforts to keep humans ignorant of their true nature. It reveals power structures operating beyond any visible government. It indicates fear of what awakened humanity could achieve. It demonstrates an ongoing conflict between human progress and control by these shadow groups. If this is blowing your mind, smash that subscribe button. And their latest weapon in this war for human consciousness is something we all carry in our pockets. Because the aliens had a terrifying warning about what our technology addiction is doing to our species. The same devices we think are connecting us to the world are actually severing our connection to something far more important: our own evolutionary destiny. Modern technology creates dangerous disconnection from nature and natural development. Digital addiction prevents spiritual and consciousness development. Technology is deliberately designed to distract from inner growth. Electronic interference disrupts natural human abilities. There's a serious risk of becoming completely dependent on artificial systems. The aliens made specific observations about technology's impact on human consciousness. They provided examples of how electronics suppress natural human abilities. They compared human technological development with their own evolutionary path. They warned about humans losing natural telepathic abilities that all humans once possessed. They provided evidence of technology's role in increasing social isolation. This shows that technology can be an evolutionary trap rather than advancement. It explains declining human intuition and natural abilities over recent decades. It reveals deliberate design to limit human potential. It indicates the need for much more conscious technology use. Most importantly, it suggests an alternative development path is still possible for humanity. But this technology problem is part of something much bigger that affects the entire universe. What they revealed about evolution itself will completely change how you see your place in the cosmos. Every species in the universe is connected in an evolutionary dance that spans galaxies, and humans are about to play a crucial role in what happens next. All intelligent species participate in a connected evolutionary process. Development occurs through interaction and mutual influence between species. Cosmic evolution requires cooperation between different species. Each species contributes a unique perspective to universal growth. Humans are at a critical point in this larger evolutionary story. The aliens explained galactic evolutionary networks that span multiple star systems. They provided examples of successful interspecies cooperation throughout the galaxy. They described cosmic consciousness development that includes multiple species. They revealed the role different species play in universal evolution. Most importantly, they explained the current state of human evolutionary potential. But first, Alec had to survive returning to a world that would never make sense to him again. What happened when he came back to Earth nearly destroyed him completely. Imagine trying to live a normal life after experiencing a reality so advanced that everything on Earth feels like a primitive nightmare. Alec faced severe psychological difficulty readjusting to Earth life. Normal human interactions felt shallow and completely meaningless. Technology and society seemed barbarically primitive compared to Haven. He experienced isolation from his complete inability to share his experience. Depression and anxiety resulted from the consciousness gap between him and other humans. Medical and psychological evaluations documented genuine trauma from his experience. He had difficulty maintaining relationships and employment. Physical symptoms of adjustment disorder persisted for months. He experienced ongoing sense of displacement and alienation from human society. But he didn't return from Haven empty-handed. What he brought back with him would provide the physical proof that his critics demanded. Physical evidence that defies scientific explanation and biological changes that shouldn't be possible. This is what separated Newald's story from every other abduction account ever recorded. Alec returned with unexplained physical objects in his possession. He experienced biological changes and improvements in his body. He possessed technology that operates on completely unknown principles. He had materials that don't match any Earth composition. Medical anomalies supported his claims in ways that couldn't be faked. Scientific analysis of unknown materials yielded no earthly explanation. Photographs and documentation of objects provided tangible evidence. Witness testimony confirmed his transformed abilities after the experience. Medical documentation showed physical changes that defied normal explanation. If you found this story as mind-blowing as I did, Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more mysteries the world doesn't want you to know.